My daughter wept herself into slumber, her small body covered in insect bites and burning with a fever. I felt like a complete failure. The solution to my distress was literally flourishing in my own backyard the entire time. Mosquitoes are responsible for the deaths of 1 million people annually, more than any other creature alive. Yet we continue to douse our children with toxic sprays, acting as if that's the only recourse. It's not. Today, I'm demonstrating this with 10 specific plants that mosquitoes genuinely cannot tolerate. But first, let me ask you something. Has a mosquito ever truly spoiled an event that held significance for you? Perhaps a marriage proposal, a solemn funeral, or your child's birthday celebration. Please share your experiences in the comments below, as I firmly believe you deserve a more effective solution than a can of chemicals and a hopeful wish. Now, let's delve into the specifics. Plant number 1, lavender. Let's commence with one of the most cherished plants globally, a plant that mosquitoes find utterly repulsive, lavender. You likely already appreciate lavender for its exquisite fragrance. Perhaps you have a lavender-scented candle currently burning in your living room. Or maybe you utilize lavender essential oil to promote restful sleep at night. However, here's a well-kept secret within the gardening community. A secret the wider world is only now beginning to discover. Mosquitoes detest lavender. They don't merely dislike it. They genuinely hate it. The very aroma that you find so calming and soothing acts as a potent chemical deterrent to a mosquito. Here's the scientific explanation. Lavender contains a compound known as linalool. Linalool is a naturally occurring terpene alcohol found in numerous plants, herbs, and spices, and scientific studies have repeatedly confirmed its significant insect-repelling properties. Mosquitoes possess incredibly sensitive olfactory receptors. Essentially, their entire method of hunting relies on their sense of smell. They detect carbon dioxide expelled from your breath, lactic acid emitted from your skin, and the heat radiating from your body. However, when linalool is present in the air, it disrupts their ability to perceive these signals. This causes them to become confused and disoriented, prompting them to move elsewhere. Consider this. A plant that is undeniably beautiful, possesses an intoxicating scent, can be incorporated into culinary dishes, used in aromatherapy, and brewed into tea, all while simultaneously creating an invisible shield of protection around your outdoor living space. This is not a minor benefit. It is truly remarkable. Now let's discuss how to utilize it most effectively. You should position lavender in the sunniest areas of your garden. Lavender is a plant native to the Mediterranean region. It literally evolved under intense sunlight and thrives when it receives a minimum of 6 to 8 hours of direct sun exposure daily. It is drought tolerant, meaning once established, it requires minimal watering. This makes it an ideal choice for those residing in warmer, drier climates, who often struggle to keep plants alive through the late winter and spring seasons. Plant lavender along the perimeters of your patio or deck. Place it in close proximity to your seating arrangements. Position it near windows and doorways. A single mature lavender bush can effectively safeguard an area spanning up to 10 feet in radius from mosquitoes. By strategically planting multiple bushes around your outdoor vicinity, you establish overlapping zones of defense, creating a natural fortress with multiple layers of protection. Here's a professional tip that many individuals are unaware of. When you brush against lavender or gently rub its leaves between your fingers, its essential oils are released, significantly enhancing its potency. Therefore, plant it in a location where you will naturally pass by it frequently. Each time you brush against it, you are actively engaging its protective capabilities. Furthermore, ensure you prune it regularly. Consistent pruning encourages lavender to remain bushy and rich in oils. Neglecting it will result in leggy, woody growth, diminishing its effectiveness. A modest amount of maintenance yields substantial benefits. One final noteworthy aspect of lavender is its attraction to pollinators. Bees, butterflies, and other beneficial insects are drawn to it. Thus, while you are deterring mosquitoes, you are simultaneously fostering a vibrant ecosystem within your garden that supports the broader environment. This practice transcends mere gardening. It embodies responsible living. Now I wish to pause and ask you a question. Are you someone who already cultivates lavender, perhaps in a pot on your balcony or in a flower bed in your front yard? Have you observed a noticeable decrease in insect activity around it? If so, please indicate with a __quote _0 in the comments section. I am keen to understand how many individuals watching this video have already been benefiting from lavender's mosquito-repelling properties without consciously realizing its impact. I can confidently state that a significant number of you fall into this category. And while you are perusing the comments, please ensure you have already clicked the like button. If you find this information valuable, liking this video is the most expeditious way to help others discover it. YouTube's algorithm prioritizes content that garners engagement. Therefore, if you wish for your neighbor, your sister, or your best friend, someone who spends every late winter and spring swatting at mosquitoes, to encounter this video, please hit the like button now. It takes mere seconds and makes a profound difference. Lemongrass. You have undoubtedly seen the citronella candles in every hardware store and garden center, and you've likely even used them on your patio. They offer some temporary effectiveness in a confined area, provided the wind is not blowing. However, here is a truth that the manufacturers of citronella candles prefer you not to know. You can cultivate the very source of that citronella oil in your own garden, and its efficacy far surpasses any candle you might ever burn. That source is lemongrass. Without a doubt, it stands as one of the most potent natural mosquito repellents on Earth. Lemongrass, botanically identified as Cymbopogon citratus, is a tall, rapidly growing tropical grass indigenous to Southeast Asia. Its leaves and stalks are densely packed with citronella oil, the very compound responsible for that distinct aroma, a fusion of lemon and grass, which mosquitoes find intolerable. The mechanism by which citronella operates is quite intriguing. It doesn't merely possess an unpleasant odor for mosquitoes. It actually disrupts their chemical sensory apparatus. Remember, mosquitoes hunt by scent, meticulously following a chemical trail directly to their target. Citronella oil effectively scrambles this signal, akin to introducing static interference on a radio frequency. The mosquito attempts to tune in to locate you, but citronella transforms the signal into pure noise. Lemongrass is remarkably easy to cultivate. It thrives in full sun and flourishes in warm temperatures. Consequently, if you reside in a warm climate, this plant will demonstrably flourish in your garden. In tropical and subtropical regions, lemongrass is a perennial, meaning it regenerates each year without requiring replanting. In cooler climates, it can be cultivated as an annual or brought indoors during the winter months in substantial containers. Speaking of containers, lemongrass performs exceptionally well in pots. particularly large ones. As this plant attains considerable size, we are referring to clumps that can reach heights of 3 to 5 feet and spread considerably. However, this characteristic is not a disadvantage. It is a distinct advantage. A large, verdant clump of lemongrass on your patio serves as both a visually striking element and an exceptionally powerful mosquito deterrent. Here is how to maximize its effectiveness. Crush a stalk between your hands and apply the oil directly to your skin. Rest assured, the citronella oil present in lemongrass is entirely safe for topical application. It possesses a delightful aroma, far superior to synthetic citronella sprays, and provides a personal layer of protection extending beyond that offered by the plant's mere presence nearby. When you are preparing to venture outdoors for the evening, take approximately 30 seconds to crush a fresh stalk and apply its oil to your arms, legs, and neck. It is natural, cost-free, and highly effective. And here is an unexpected bonus. Lemongrass is a culinary powerhouse. If you have ever savored Thai curry, Vietnamese po, or lemongrass chicken, you are already familiar with the taste of this plant. It imparts a vibrant, citrusy, and aromatic depth to food that is utterly indispensable. Therefore, you possess a plant that repels mosquitoes and enhances your culinary creations. A plant that safeguards your family and elevates your meals to a more delicious level. I urge you to share this video immediately with someone in your life who habitually complains about mosquitoes throughout the late winter and spring. You know exactly who they are. That individual is likely scrolling through their phone right now, entirely unaware that this valuable information exists. Click the share button. Send them this video, as the knowledge I am imparting today is freely accessible, natural, and demonstrably effective, and everyone deserves to be privy to it. Sharing this video incurs no cost to you, not a single penny, yet it could genuinely transform someone's late winter and spring experience. And please subscribe if you haven't already, as we have 8 more plants to explore, each more surprising than the last. I assure you, you will be astounded by some of the plants on this list that have been within your easy reach, possessing protective qualities you never imagined. Are you still with me? Excellent, because we are merely getting started. Plant basil. Consider the last time you strolled through a farmer's market or a garden center and inhaled the distinctive aroma of fresh basil. That sharp, peppery, almost spicy, herbaceous fragrance is one of the most recognizable scents globally. And to mosquitoes, it is absolutely intolerable. Basil stands as one of the most underestimated mosquito-repelling plants in existence, and its efficacy is magnified because it operates on 2 distinct levels. Firstly, it passively releases its essential oils simply by existing within your garden. Unlike certain plants that only emit their repellent compounds when physically manipulated or crushed, basil continuously disseminates volatile compounds into the surrounding air. This means it functions around the clock, without any active intervention required from you. Secondly, and this is the aspect that most individuals completely overlook, basil is toxic to mosquito larvae. That's right. Research published in peer-reviewed entomology journals has substantiated that basil oil not only repels adult mosquitoes, but also acts as a larvicide, effectively eradicating mosquito larvae in stagnant water. Consequently, if you possess a small garden pond, a bird bath, or any water feature, planting basil in its vicinity not only establishes a repellent barrier, but also actively disrupts the mosquito breeding cycle at its source. You are not merely preventing mosquitoes from entering, you are actively preventing the emergence of the next generation. This level of control surpasses anything that DEET spray can achieve. Absolutely nothing compares. Now let's examine how to best utilize basil in your outdoor environment. The key lies in its strategic placement. You want basil situated in close proximity to the areas where you actually spend your time. Place it near your dining area, close to outdoor seating, and adjacent to your grill. Basil flourishes exceptionally well in containers, which simplifies its implementation considerably. Position a large pot of basil directly on your patio table. Place one on either side of your back door. Position one next to the lounge chairs by the pool. By encircling your outdoor living space with basil, you are creating a continuous perimeter of protection that is entirely invisible and completely natural. Here is a specific detail you should be aware of concerning basil varieties in relation to mosquito repellency. Not all basil varieties are equally effective in this regard. Lemon basil and cinnamon basil have demonstrated particular efficacy due to their higher concentrations of specific compounds, eugenol, citronellol, and limonene, which are most disruptive to mosquito sensory systems. If you can procure these varieties at your local nursery, prioritize them. Regular sweet basil is also effective, but for maximum protection, opt for lemon or cinnamon basil. And then there is the obvious benefit that I would feel remiss not to mention. Basil is revered as one of the most exceptional culinary herbs in human history. Fresh basil adorning a caprese salad, basil incorporated into homemade pesto, basil torn over a pasta dish with olive oil and garlic, basil muddled into a late winter and spring cocktail. The possibilities are virtually endless. Thus, you have a plant that defends your outdoor space, disrupts mosquito reproduction, and enhances your family's meals. Can you name another mosquito solution that accomplishes all of this? You cannot, because such a solution does not exist. Pro tip: trim your basil regularly. When you prune basil, particularly when you pinch off the flowering tops before they bloom, the plant redirects its energy towards producing more leaves and the essential oils contained within them. More oil translates to increased repelling power, and it also means more basil available for your kitchen. It's a win-win situation for everyone. Plant number 4. Lemon balm. Now here is a plant that I can guarantee most of you have walked right past in a nursery without giving it a second thought. It lacks the dramatic floral display of lavender. It doesn't possess the iconic culinary status of basil. It does not exhibit the towering presence of lemongrass. It is a modest, unassuming herb with soft green leaves and a gentle lemony fragrance. However, do not be deceived by its understated appearance. Lemon balm is one of the most potent natural mosquito repellents you can cultivate. Furthermore, it happens to be one of the most medically significant plants in the entire herbal kingdom. Lemon balm, scientifically known as Melissa officinalis, and like all members of its family, it contains high concentrations of essential oils that insects find intensely unpleasant. The primary repelling compound in lemon balm is citronellol. Yes, this is the same basic compound family found in lemongrass and citronella candles, but in a form that is gentler and more skin-friendly. Studies have indicated that the essential oil of lemon balm is highly effective at repelling mosquitoes, gnats, and other flying insects when applied topically to the skin or when the plant is grown nearby. And when I say it is safe for skin, I mean it is exceptionally safe. It is safe enough for children, safe enough for individuals with sensitive skin, and safe enough for daily use without any of the concerns associated with synthetic repellents. To use it directly, simply crush a handful of leaves and rub them directly onto your exposed skin. The oils transfer immediately, providing a layer of protection that is entirely non-toxic and genuinely effective. You can also blend the crushed leaves with water to create a simple spray. That's it. No laboratory, no chemicals, just a plant and your hands. Now this is where lemon balm becomes particularly special, and this is the part I want you to pay close attention to, especially if you have a family. Lemon balm has been utilized for centuries, dating back to ancient Greece and Rome, as a medicinal herb for anxiety, stress, and sleep disorders. It is recognized as one of the most extensively studied natural calming agents in herbal medicine. Scientific studies have corroborated that lemon balm can effectively reduce anxiety, improve sleep quality, and alleviate restlessness, particularly in children. Therefore, you are planting something that not only repels mosquitoes, but also aids your children in sleeping better, reduces stress, and can be prepared as a calming tea for your entire family to enjoy. I want you to consider the sheer number of products you currently purchase: bug sprays, sleep supplements, stress relief teas, and realize that this single plant has the potential to replace multiple of them simultaneously. Lemon balm grows rapidly, almost aggressively so, which means it is virtually foolproof for novice gardeners. It spreads enthusiastically, which is a polite way of saying that if you plant it directly in a garden bed without any containment measures, it will gradually take over. The solution is straightforward: grow it in containers. A large pot of lemon balm placed on your patio offers both manageability and exceptional effectiveness. Alternatively, plant it within a buried container in your garden bed to restrict its spread while still allowing it to thrive. And let me ask you something, as I am genuinely eager to read your responses in the comments. Have you ever utilized any form of herbal or natural remedy for mosquitoes before, such as essential oils or burning herbs, or anything similar? Was it effective? What was your experience? Because there exists a wealth of knowledge within communities like this one. Individuals who have been practicing these methods for years. People who have discovered ingenious tricks and combinations that yield remarkable results. And I aim to cultivate a space within the comments section where we can actively share this knowledge with one another. Therefore, please share your experiences below. Your comment might be the key that helps someone else resolve their mosquito issues this late winter and spring. And if you have not yet subscribed, honestly, at this point, I must inquire, what are you waiting for? You have been watching this video for a considerable duration and have received practical, specific, and actionable information that you can implement immediately to transform your outdoor environment. And every single video on this channel is replete with precisely this type of content. Practical, natural, scientifically validated, and entirely free. If this channel were a product requiring purchase, it would be worth every penny. But it is not. It is free. All you need to do is subscribe. Click that button. It takes but a second. Do it now before you forget, because I assure you, you will regret missing out on what is coming in the remainder of this video and in future installments on this channel. Plant number 5. Rosemary. Let's discuss rosemary. This is a plant that has graced kitchens and garden beds across the globe for thousands of years, and the vast majority of people are completely unaware that it is one of the most potent insect deterrents in the natural world. Rosemary is a woody perennial herb characterized by needle-like leaves and a strong, distinctive aroma that is instantly recognizable. And that aroma, that sharp, piney, almost resinous scent, is precisely what causes mosquitoes to want absolutely nothing to do with it. The essential oil of rosemary contains a compound known as 1,8-cineol, also referred to as eucalyptol, along with camphor, alpha-pinene, and borneol. These compounds are highly volatile, meaning they readily evaporate into the surrounding atmosphere, creating a scent field around the plant. And to mosquitoes, that scent field functions as an impenetrable barrier. Research has confirmed that rosemary oil is a highly effective insect repellent, efficacious against numerous mosquito species, including Aedes aegypti, the species responsible for transmitting dengue fever, Zika virus, and yellow fever. This is not merely a matter of comfort, it is about protection from genuinely perilous diseases. Rosemary is among the most low-maintenance plants on this entire list. Once established in your garden, which it does rapidly, it requires virtually nothing from you. It thrives in full sun and prefers well-draining soil. It tolerates heat and drought exceptionally well. It does not require frequent fertilization and is resistant to most pests and diseases. For individuals with busy schedules, for novice gardeners, or for anyone seeking the advantages of a mosquito-repelling garden without significant ongoing effort, rosemary is your ideal companion. Plant it along pathways where you frequently walk. Position it near the entrance to your home. Plant it in raised beds adjacent to seating areas. Every time you brush against it, every time someone walks past it, the essential oils are released, and its protective effect is amplified. It's almost as if the plant responds to your presence by working harder on your behalf. And then there's the grill. This is my absolute favorite rosemary tip, and once you try it, you will never forget it. Take fresh rosemary branches, preferably thick, woody ones, and place them directly on your hot grill before you begin cooking. The heat causes the oils within the rosemary to vaporize and disperse into the air in a powerful, fragrant cloud that mosquitoes will actively avoid. You are simultaneously seasoning your food and creating a mosquito-free zone around your entire grilling area. The aroma drifts across your entire outdoor space. Your food will smell incredible. Your guests will perceive you as some sort of culinary virtuoso, and there will not be a mosquito in sight. You can also toss rosemary onto a bonfire or a chimenea for a similar effect on a larger scale. An evening bonfire with rosemary burning on it generates a broad protective perimeter that encompasses your entire backyard. It smells absolutely spectacular, is entirely non-toxic, and transforms your outdoor gathering into a genuinely mosquito-free experience. Rosemary is also, naturally, an exceptional culinary herb. Roasted potatoes with rosemary, rosemary focaccia, rosemary-infused lamb chops, rosemary-infused olive oil. Even if you don't consider yourself a cook, rosemary imparts a culinary richness that's truly unique. Before we conclude today's presentation, I have a small task for you. Take a moment to envision your outdoor area. Picture it clearly: your deck, your flower beds, your veranda, or your small balcony. Then, ask yourself, could even one of the plants we've discussed today find a place in that setting? Just one. Imagine a lavender plant in a pot by your back entrance, some lemongrass in a sizable container on your deck, basil adorning your patio table, lemon balm in a planter near your seating nook, or rosemary lining a walkway. You don't need to overhaul your entire garden overnight. nor do you require a substantial budget or professional landscaping. Introducing a single, well-placed plant is the perfect starting point. Once you witness its effectiveness, perhaps by enjoying an evening outdoors and realizing you haven't been bothered by insects for the first time in years, you'll truly grasp the significance of this knowledge. Now, are you prepared for the final 5 introductions? Because among the plants we'll explore next is one scientifically proven to be over 100 times more effective at deterring mosquitoes than DEET. And I assure you, it's not what you'd expect. In fact, I'd wager you've never even considered this particular plant as a mosquito repellent. And before we proceed, I want to share something heartfelt. Your continued engagement, your willingness to learn, speaks volumes about you. It demonstrates a genuine concern for your family's well-being, a commitment to creating a safe, natural, and chemical-free environment for your loved ones, and a preference for doing things the right way over the easy way. This dedication is incredibly important. If this channel has offered you value, as I believe it has, please take a moment to click the subscribe button. This isn't for me, it's for you. Every video I create is designed to provide you with precisely this type of information. Practical, natural, thoroughly researched content that often goes unaddressed by mainstream sources. By not subscribing, you risk not reliably seeing my future videos and missing out on information that could genuinely improve your life. So, subscribe now to secure your access to this valuable content. You've earned it by investing your time here. Furthermore, please share this video. Think about everyone in your life who expresses frustration with mosquitoes during late winter and spring. Your parents, your neighbors, your college friends, settling into their first homes with yards. Send them this video immediately. The insights shared here are the kind of knowledge that people pay consultants and landscapers hundreds of dollars to acquire, and you're receiving it freely. Sharing it is a genuinely kind act you can offer someone today, so please hit that share button now. All right, let's finish strong. Plant number 6, peppermint. This is a plant most people associate with confectionery flavors or herbal tea, rarely as a potent tool for insect control. Yet peppermint is precisely that, a formidable weapon in the realm of pest deterrence. Peppermint, Mentha piperita, contains exceptionally high levels of menthol and menthone, 2 compounds that aggressively repel mosquitoes, flies, spiders, ants, and a wide array of other insects. The aroma of peppermint is so potent, so overwhelming to insect sensory systems, that many bugs will actively avoid areas where it is present. It's not merely unpleasant, it's disorienting, overloading their chemical receptors and prompting them to seek refuge elsewhere. What's truly remarkable is peppermint's speed and immediacy. If you were to crush a peppermint leaf and apply it to your skin right now, you would experience mosquito protection within mere seconds. No waiting for it to dry. No need for reapplication schedules, just instant, powerful, and entirely natural defense that smells delightful and leaves your skin feeling cool and refreshed. A study conducted by researchers in India, published in the journal Bioresource Technology, evaluated the effectiveness of peppermint oil as a mosquito larvicide and repellent against various mosquito species. The findings were striking. Peppermint oil demonstrated complete repellency, achieving 100% efficacy against certain species under controlled conditions. This is not a minor assertion. It's an extraordinary outcome for a plant that can be cultivated in a pot on your windowsill for a modest cost. Now, there's one crucial detail you must understand about growing peppermint. It is incredibly invasive. If you plant peppermint directly into a garden bed without any barriers, it will spread relentlessly and enthusiastically, encroaching on neighboring plants, invading your lawn, and appearing in unexpected places. This isn't a catastrophe, but it does necessitate management. The solution is straightforward and universally advised. Grow peppermint in containers. A large pot of peppermint on your patio offers both aesthetic appeal and potent insect deterrence. Strategically placing multiple containers around your outdoor space creates a comprehensive network of protection. Alternatively, an effective technique employed by experienced gardeners is to plant peppermint directly in the ground, but contained within a buried pot. Take a large pot with drainage holes, bury it in your garden bed so only the rim is visible, and plant your peppermint inside. This buried container restricts root expansion, preventing the plant from taking over while allowing it to flourish above ground. Problem solved. And yes, peppermint tea is a wonderful benefit. Fresh peppermint from your garden, steeped in hot water, creates one of the most refreshing, soothing, and genuinely delicious teas imaginable. It aids digestion, alleviates headaches, offers a cooling sensation in warmer months, and provides warmth in cooler weather. It's a plant that offers protection outdoors and comfort indoors, a truly worthwhile addition to any garden. Plant number 7, catnip. This is the plant I alluded to earlier, the one that astonished scientists and made significant headlines in research circles. I'm genuinely eager to share this with you, because it's a well-kept secret for most. Catnip. Yes, catnip. The very plant you purchase at pet stores in crinkly bags to send your feline companions into a frenzy. According to peer-reviewed scientific research, this common garden plant, which is inexpensive and grows almost anywhere, has been shown in multiple studies to repel mosquitoes more effectively than N,N-diethyl metatoluamide, the synthetic compound that has served as the benchmark for mosquito repellents for nearly 80 years. The initial research demonstrating this was conducted at Iowa State University and published in the journal Science in 2001. The scientists discovered that napetalactone, the essential oil in catnip that also induces that characteristic feline euphoria, is approximately 10 times more potent at repelling mosquitoes than DEET at comparable concentrations. Subsequent research has further explored and consistently validated catnip's remarkable repellent properties. 10 times more effective at a fraction of the cost, with zero synthetic chemicals, and grown in your own garden. Take a moment to truly consider the implications of this. The chemical industry has been supplying DEET-based products for generations, while a plant that thrives like a weed in gardens worldwide has been overlooked, possessing superior efficacy. This is one of those facts that, once known, cannot be unlearned. Now, the only significant consideration with catnip, which you've likely already anticipated, is its appeal to cats. If you have cats, or if neighborhood felines frequent your garden, catnip will be a considerable draw. Cats will seek it out, roll in it, chew it, and enthusiastically dig around it. If this is a concern for your situation, the solution is to grow catnip in elevated planters, hanging baskets, or in areas that are not easily accessible to cats. The plant's mosquito-repelling qualities remain unaffected by its location. It simply needs to be situated where it won't be decimated by felines. Catnip is exceptionally easy to cultivate, tolerating a wide range of conditions, growing rapidly from seed or transplant, and requiring minimal maintenance once established. It produces attractive, small white and purple flowers, adding ornamental value to the garden, and it spreads readily. Similar to peppermint, it's best managed in containers or with root barriers. Here's something truly fascinating about catnip that I want to share before we move on. The very compound, nipetolactone, that repels mosquitoes is the same one that induces that distinct, almost euphoric behavior in cats. Cats revel in bliss, while mosquitoes flee in the opposite direction. The identical chemical elicits two completely contrasting reactions in two different species. Nature is endlessly peculiar and endlessly ingenious. Plant number 8. Marigolds. Marigolds have been planted along garden borders for millennia. Ancient civilizations, including the Aztecs, Egyptians, and Romans, utilized marigolds in various forms for both symbolic and practical protection. While historical reasons for persistent traditions can become muddled, modern science offers a clear explanation for why marigolds have always been planted at garden perimeters. They contain pyrethrum. Pyrethrum is a natural insecticidal compound, so effective that it has formed the basis for an entire class of synthetic pesticides, pyrethroids, which are now among the most widely used insecticides globally. The extraordinary aspect is that the natural, plant-derived version found within marigold flower heads is effective against mosquitoes, aphids, whiteflies, thrips, and a host of other garden pests, while posing significantly less harm to the broader environment than its synthetic counterparts. Marigolds don't just deter insects through scent, they actually produce compounds that are physiologically disruptive to insect nervous systems at a chemical level. This provides deep-level protection, not simply a scent deterrent, but a plant that is chemically hostile to insect biology, compelling them to depart. Planting marigolds around the edges of your garden, along patio perimeters, encompassing your lawn, or in containers flanking your outdoor seating area establishes a visual and chemical barrier that insects are reluctant to breach. It's one of humanity's oldest gardening practices, and it remains as effective today as it was in ancient times. Marigolds are also, it must be said, absolutely stunning. Their rich oranges, deep golds, and vibrant yellows make them one of the most vivid and cheerful flowering plants available. They bloom profusely from late spring until the first frost, require very little maintenance, and serve as excellent companion plants for vegetables by deterring numerous garden pests. They are also among the most affordable plants you can purchase at any garden center or nursery. If you desire a garden that is simultaneously beautiful, productive, and protected, marigolds are an essential component. The finishing touch for any mosquito-repelling garden, acting as the border, the frame, and the final line of defense. Plant number 9. Scented geraniums. If you were to ask most people to name mosquito-repelling plants, scented geraniums would likely not appear on anyone's list. They lack the fame of lavender, the culinary appeal of basil, or the striking presence of lemongrass. However, within the gardening community, among those with decades of experience, scented geraniums are well known and highly regarded. Scented geraniums, particularly the variety known as Pelargonium citrosum, often marketed as the __2, contain high concentrations of citronella and geraniol, two terpene compounds that are powerfully repellent to mosquitoes. Geraniol, in particular, has been the subject of considerable research and has demonstrated efficacy not only against mosquitoes, but also against a range of other biting insects. What makes scented geraniums particularly valuable as a garden plant is their astonishing variety of fragrances. There are varieties that smell of roses, lemons, coconut, cinnamon, nutmeg, and apricot. Each contains different concentrations of essential oils, but the citrus-scented varieties, lemon and lime geraniums specifically, are the most potent in terms of mosquito repellency. They are beautiful plants, producing clusters of delicate flowers in shades of pink, purple, white, and red. They are compact enough for containers on a patio or balcony, are perennial in warmer climates, and can be brought indoors as houseplants in cooler regions. According to those who have grown them near their outdoor seating areas, they are remarkably effective. Crush a leaf and rub it on your skin. That's genuinely all it takes to activate a direct, personal layer of protection, supplementing what the plant already provides through its mere presence. This operates on the same principle as lemon balm and peppermint. The plant works passively, and you can instantly amplify its effect on demand. Plant number 10, alliums. And here we are. Plant number 10, the final plant. I've saved this one for last because in many respects, it is the most surprising and possesses the broadest protective power. The allium family encompasses garlic, onions, chives, leeks, and ornamental alliums. What unites every member of this family is a compound called allicin. This sulfur-containing compound is responsible for that distinct, pungent aroma that is utterly unmistakable. The smell that makes your eyes water when you slice a raw onion. The scent that lingers on your hands after peeling garlic. This aroma is one of the most potent deterrents in the natural world for mosquitoes and a wide range of other insects. Allicin is not merely a repellent, it is actively toxic to many insects in sufficient concentrations. It disrupts enzyme function within insect bodies, rendering allium plants essentially chemically hostile territory. Mosquitoes, flies, aphids, and beetles consistently avoid alliums. Gardeners who interplant alliums throughout their vegetable patches have known for generations that this dramatically reduces pest problems across the entire bed. It's one of the oldest and most reliable companion planting strategies in agricultural history. From a purely practical perspective, you almost certainly consume alliums already. Garlic and onions are staples in nearly every global cuisine. Chives are among the easiest herbs to grow. They are perennial, returning each year, and they produce beautiful purple flowers that attract pollinators, thriving happily in containers or garden beds with minimal care. Planting chives around your patio offers both a culinary advantage and effective mosquito deterrence. For maximum impact, plant garlic in the ground around the perimeter of your outdoor space in the fall. Garlic is planted in autumn and harvested the following late winter and spring. Throughout its entire growing period, it continuously releases allicin compounds into the surrounding soil and air. Ornamental alliums, with their large globe-shaped purple flowers, are not only spectacularly beautiful in a garden, but also serve the same repellent function. They are among the most visually striking plants you can grow and provide a dual benefit of pest control. Here's the single most powerful application of garlic specifically for mosquito repellency, a technique utilized in organic gardening and permaculture communities worldwide. Crush several cloves of garlic and steep them in water for 24 hours. Strain the liquid, add a small amount of liquid soap as an emulsifier, and transfer it to a spray bottle. Spray this mixture around the perimeter of your seating area, on the soil surrounding your garden beds, and on the leaves of nearby plants. The resulting garlic spray creates a scent barrier that mosquitoes will not cross, It dissipates gradually over several days and is entirely non-toxic to humans, pets, and beneficial insects. This is free mosquito repellent, made from something you likely already have in your kitchen, costing you nothing, and effective for days. All right, we've covered all 10 plants. Let's consolidate this information, as I want you to leave this video not just informed, but with a concrete plan. Here's how to construct a comprehensive, layered, and genuinely effective mosquito-repelling garden system using everything we've discussed today. Think of it in 3 distinct layers. The first layer constitutes your outer perimeter. This is what you plant around the boundaries of your outdoor space, along fence lines, at the edges of your lawn, and around the wider garden area. For this layer, select your tallest plants with the broadest dispersal patterns. Lemongrass is ideal here. It's tall, striking, and the citronella it releases drifts across a wide area. Marigolds, planted in dense borders, create both a visual edge and a chemical deterrent. Alliums, particularly ornamental varieties, and garlic planted along the perimeter, establish a ground-level deterrent that secures the approach to your space. The second layer is your middle zone, the garden beds and planters situated between the outer boundary and your seating area. This is where lavender thrives in sunny beds, where rosemary flourishes along pathways, and where scented geraniums fill containers with color and fragrance. These plants form the core of your protective zone, creating a dense, multi-layered network of scent and chemistry that renders your entire garden inhospitable to mosquitoes. The third layer is your immediate zone, the area where you sit, dine, and spend your time. This is where your container plants truly shine. Place basil on your patio table, peppermint in pots flanking your seating areas, lemon balm in a large container near your loungers, and catnip in elevated planters around the patio's edge. These plants are positioned close enough to provide immediate and personal protection. By combining all 3 layers, with plants actively working at the perimeter, in the middle zone, and directly within your personal space, you will have created something remarkable. You will have built a living, breathing, self-sustaining mosquito defense system that operates around the clock, incurs minimal maintenance costs, is visually stunning, and yields herbs, vegetables, and flowers that enrich your life in countless ways. This is more than just a garden. It's an entirely new approach to outdoor living. The information presented in this video, and indeed in every video on this channel, stems from a firm belief that individuals deserve access to natural, practical, and science-backed knowledge that empowers them to live better lives. Not merely to purchase more products or resort to chemical sprays out of habit, but to genuinely improve their lives and make choices that benefit their health, their families, and the world around them. This mission, this endeavor, can only continue to flourish if this community grows. Therefore, here's what I need from you right now, not tomorrow, but immediately. If this video has provided you with value, as I sincerely believe it has, please click the like button. It takes just 1 second and is the most impactful action you can take to help others discover this content. Every like signals to YouTube that this video is worthy of wider dissemination. As the number of individuals grows, so too does the number of families who realize they can forgo the need to drench their children in insect repellent. An increased population signifies more gardens that possess natural defenses. More people translate to a larger collective of individuals opting for organic remedies instead of chemical ones. Your single action initiates a chain reaction that extends to people you'll never encounter. Therefore, show your appreciation for this video. Do so immediately. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Seriously, if you've viewed this entire presentation and have yet to subscribe, I urge you to ask yourself sincerely, what's preventing you? What's the underlying cause? This channel offers its content without charge. This knowledge is freely accessible. All that subscribing accomplishes is ensuring that YouTube continues to present you with material that is genuinely beneficial to your interests. There are no drawbacks, only advantages. Click that subscribe button right now before you navigate away from this page and forget. Forward this presentation to just one individual. Consider someone in your life who would benefit from this information. Perhaps someone who constantly laments about biting insects. Someone who routinely applies sprays to their children during the late winter and spring months. Someone who has recently established a new garden and lacks understanding of how to make it thrive. Send them this video, this. You needn't compose an extensive message. Simply transmit the web address. That's all that's required. A single act of sharing from your end could fundamentally transform an individual's connection with their outdoor environment. And please leave a written response. I review every single one. Consequently, I'm curious to learn which botanical from today's discussion you are most eager to incorporate. Is it the catnip that surpasses insect repellent efficacy? The basil that eradicates mosquito larvae? The rosemary that transforms your barbecue area into a sanctuary free from insects? The lemongrass that can be integrated into your culinary creations and applied to your skin? Inform me. Convey your thoughts in the comments section, without delay. And here is a more profound inquiry, one that I genuinely desire the community to deliberate upon. Do you believe that a greater number of people ought to be aware of natural substitutes for chemical insect repellents? Or do you feel that the chemical corporations have fulfilled their obligations sufficiently, rendering no significant issue to address? I seek a candid exchange of viewpoints within the comments. I desire a multiplicity of perspectives, as the most robust communities are not insular circles. They are environments where genuine dialogue occurs and authentic understanding is disseminated. Therefore, articulate your thoughts. I am attentive. I express my gratitude for dedicating this time with me today. Thank you for demonstrating sufficient care for your family, your garden, and your outdoor surroundings to engage with a comprehensive, detailed, and genuinely informative presentation, rather than simply reaching for the familiar spray you have always employed. You have made a decision today that is advantageous for you, and I hope you recognize that. Now, go cultivate something. I will connect with you in the subsequent offering.